Hey everyone, so I'm getting straight into this get ready with me. I started off with my Bourjois Healthy Mix Foundation, which I just applied with like a damp makeup sponge. This gives kind of the best finish I found. I don't really like using my fingers. I then take NYC Smooth Skin Pressed Face Powder to set it. Next step, I take Makeup Academy pressed powder in a few shades darker and an angled contour brush just to kind of line my cheekbones. I also go along my jawline and my temples. I'm not one for over the top contouring, so just this subtle bronzing shadow, I guess, does it for me, and I like kind of that natural-ish look. I'm then taking this teeny tiny little angled brush and a Makeup Academy brown eyeshadow, and this is just to fill in kind of the sparse areas of my eyebrows. They're just little bits where the hair isn't as thick as in other places. I don't like filling in my eyebrows, you know, I like them just to be natural, so I just do this tiny little shading with this powder just to fill in them areas, and kind of the motion with the brush helps just kind of brush the hairs into place, and that's all I really need. I don't use anything else on my eyebrows, that does it. Then taking this fluffy angled eyeshadow brush and the same brown eyeshadow, I'm just going to go into kind of the corners of my eyes and through the crease. Now I am not a makeup guru, makeup artist, so I have no idea what the names of these brushes are or any techniques I might be doing. I just do what I know kind of works on me. So yeah, don't kind of take my advice on this look, I'm just telling you what I'm doing. I find that this angled brush helps kind of give my eyes a defined shape, when really I'm just kind of slapping that eyeshadow on, but I just slowly build it up on the edges to get a darker colour and blend it through the crease. Then taking a flatter angled brush, I'm just going to go over the same place with the same colour. This flatter brush just helps pack on the colour to get a darker shade, whereas the fluffier brush was better for blending out and getting rid of them sharp lines. So again, I'm just going over the outer corners and kind of blending it into the crease still, because I don't want any sharp lines. This look is all about a smoky eye, so blend those lines out. I'm then just taking a flat brush and another Makeup Academy eyeshadow in sort of a shimmery pearl colour, and I'm just going to pack this on in the centre of the eye and the inner corner. This is going to help blend out the brown a bit more across the whole entire eye. It's keeping the smokiness towards the outside. It's adding a different colour apart from just kind of brown, plus it helps brighten and open up the eye more. So this is definitely a trick I like to do with kind of most of my eyeshadow looks. Next, taking this big old palette here, which I just got from eBay. I don't know the name or what it is or anything, so sorry. I'm just going to take three kind of warmish brown shadows. Now I'm just kind of doing this look as I go along, so they're just random colours and I'm just going with what I feel like. But I'm adding this to the outer corner just to warm it up and to just darken up them edges again. And again, we just want to smoke it out some more. From the same palette, I'm taking this shade, which looks extremely blue on camera, but I promise it's more of like a carbony grey black colour, and I'm using it just to smoke out this colour some more, add more depth to it and kind of darken it up. Of course, I'm going to keep kind of adding to it. Like I said, I'm just kind of doing this as I go along, so it's just a work in progress, but I felt like it just needed a slight bit more darkness in the corners, and then I'm just evening up any other spots that I might have missed. Taking a kind of a rounded fluffy brush, I'm just going to go over the whole entire eye and just blend it all out some more. It blends all the colours together and gets rid of any harsh lines. Going back into the eye with this kind of pointed smudgy brush and the same Makeup Academy brown shadow, I'm just going to draw a line kind of on the bottom lash line. I'm not really into eyeliner unless it's like winged eyeliner, so this is normally what I prefer to do. the fact that I'm using this kind of fluffy smudgy brush, I guess, keeps the lines very smoky. So I'm just going across the bottom lash line and the top lash line just to define the eye and give it kind of that smoky dark outline. Another trick I like to use when doing my eyes is using a white eyeliner on the waterline. Now this really helps to brighten your eyes, it makes them look bigger and it makes you look more awake. This is an amazing tip and I guarantee if you try it, you will love it. Kind of finishing up with the lashes here, I'm taking a small smudgy brush and another Makeup Academy eyeshadow in black, and I'm just following the same line I did earlier with the brown. This is kind of my replacement eyeliner and I just want to darken up that line, really get into the top lash line and the bottom lash line and just smoke it out, darken it up, and this will just bring the whole look together, I think, and kind of add to that smoky look. This also helps if you want your look maybe to be a bit more dramatic than kind of a natural smoky eye, and you can make the line as dark or as thick as you want. Taking a smaller flat brush and the same shimmery pearl colour from earlier, I'm just going to lightly go across the brow bone. This just helps brighten it up, blend out more, and just defines the brows a little more while still keeping it natural. Finally, to finish up with my eyes, I'm taking my Max Factor False Lash Effect mascara, which I love because it has quite a chunky rounded brush, and I'm just going to do my mascara. Now what I like to do is do the first coat kind of at the root of the lashes and then do a second coat that kind of drags it more out through the whole length. I find this stops them from getting clumpy and kind of helps make them look longer than maybe what you could get just applying it normally. On the bottom lash line I tend to only do one coat and I kind of do it very lightly as it stops them from clumping together. A trick when applying mascara, if you wiggle the brush kind of from side to side as you drag it up your lashes, this will help really pull them apart and get kind of a wider eyed look. It stops them clumping and it just helps coat kind of all over the lash instead of just in one direction. And voila, mascara is done. Then I'm just taking this Max Factor Lipfinity Lasting Lip Tint in kind of this pink colour just to add a natural tint to the lips. I'm not one for lipsticks or lip glosses really, especially if I'm going out to eat. This doesn't smudge, it doesn't really come off, it will last all day, but it adds kind of a natural brighter tone to the lips. Finally, makeup is complete. Took me long enough and I hope it wasn't too long to watch through, but now we're going to move on into hair. First, let's get that hair burned out to see what we've got to work with, and taking my tangle teaser I'm just going to give it a brush through and get rid of any knots and tangles. I love a tangle teaser instead of a brush as it doesn't hurt if you have really knotty hair. You can use it on wet hair and it's just better to keep your hair healthy, so I would definitely choose this over a brush any day. I'm not really bothered about where my part lays normally, so I just kind of leave it and let it do what it wants to do. Then taking this TG Fashionista Spritz and Shine spray, I'm just gonna put it into my hands and work it through my hair. Normally you can spray it on, but my bottle's broken and this will just help give the ends a shine as that's where they're driest and will help protect against heat for the next step. So it's always easiest when styling your hair to kind of split it into sections, so I'm just going to take the top half and pin it to the top of my head, leaving the bottom section down. This will just enable me to get to every part of my hair and hopefully not miss any. Now to the good stuff. Taking my GHD straighteners, I'm gonna start working in very tiny little pieces of hair. Now this is gonna work better in smaller sections and you're gonna just take it into the straighteners as though you was gonna straighten it, but you're gonna want to turn the straighteners 180 degrees and then pull down. So you're basically flipping them over. Now you kind of can't see that, you'll see it more as I go along, but this is going to curl the hair instead of straighten it. Now this is why you want to work in smaller pieces of hair, as it will be easier to manage and you'll get a neater, nicer curl. You can do it in bigger pieces, but you're going to need to leave the straighteners in longer for this, so just drag it down your hair slower. Smaller pieces obviously require you to go faster down the hair. And yeah, this will just curl it. So I'm going to speed through this bit and you'll see how I go. The only thing I'm going to say while doing this is be careful of your fingers, as obviously you're curling it, your hands can kind of touch it and it will burn. But it makes a beautiful ringlet, so it's so worth it. This was a pretty long process. It maybe took me half an hour to 45 minutes, I think. Obviously it depends on how bigger chunks you take, and by the end here I think I was kind of taking bigger pieces as my arms were aching and I was fed up of doing it. But a bigger piece gives you a not so good curl, so I do recommend kind of sticking to smaller pieces. And I know at the moment it's kind of looking like a big old mess, but once you style it a bit more it kind of starts looking better, so just trust me on that one. And finally we are done. I'm just going to kind of give it a brush through with my fingers, shake out some of the curls and any loose little end bits I can just curl later. I am then just taking kind of a front little curl section and using a bobby pin, I'm just gonna pull it back and just pin it away from my face. This is partly as a style, but also just I hate hair in my face, and the fact that this is like very much ringlety, it does get in your face and it's quite annoying. So I'm just taking a piece from each side and pinning it back. It helps kind of keep the curls in place, a bit more tame, and I think it looks cute as well.
Drowned in the mountains just to find the loudest seas. We set down by the fire, knowing we could aim higher, but we didn't know that yet. So if you want something to hold on to, gotta find it first. But here I am, 'cause I've been laying under palm trees waiting for the summer, knowing there's nowhere to go. 'Cause I am happy